The biggest confidence trick in the modern world has been the words Fabian Society inflicted on mankind. That was done on purpose by Webb and Shaw, who were Marxists like Marx was, but disagreed with him on one thing. They said that the proletariat wouldn't rise, they only wanted to improve themselves. He said that what they would do is to destroy the middle class. That would take a long time, and they'd do it slowly for 100 years. Well, not far after the 100 years, because that was about 1877, and they did try by 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, one attempt to tie us all down to destruction. But what Fabian Society was simply just to delude the middle class, the name, and they carried it through, of course, to their school in London. However, what people don't know, and it's in one of these books, the two books I've read, the first one, what they don't know, wolves in sheep's clothing, not just in sheep's clothing, that word Fabian, what they don't know is that Lenin came to London about 1906, and they trained Lenin. They gave him shelter in a Christian church where he had a room, and got him 400 supporters to Lenin, whom they embraced and taught and strengthened so that he could attack Russia. And they were responsible for it under the name Fabian. It has deluded the Western world ever since, that as it was intended to do, that it's something that's worth a university and lecture systems. And I know people who went through with my cousin and his wife, who was my cousin, was married to a Fabian. They came out of Western Australia University, and they tend to still, the lefties, because I met them later in life when I was in theatre and another time. And they were graduates, communist graduates, direct out of their law school in London. And they, in fact, my cousin's husband became a traitor and worked for Moscow. So it did work. It did create enemies of our society from people among our intelligentsia to a far greater degree than we really know, because I had personal experience. And they took over our theatre, they took our literature. I was a victim of all that. And it is a problem that your generations will face. I will not, because you've been very slow to understand that. But that's not your fault, because I've been talking only today about how I knew the communists who got into the New South Wales Education Department in order to destroy its curriculum so you no longer study history. And one of my secretaries in our society, which deals with elections, she was 12 months in the Teachers' Education Office, and all they did was talk about what blow they could have against civilized society as we know it in schools, how they could downgrade them. And I was in the history faculty, which was closed down in Sydney University, so that no longer teaches European history as it should. It's been a degradation in a slow revolution as intended since World War II. The big problem for everybody is from about 1950, they stopped calling themselves communists. That was after they won the referendum on banning the Communist Party and won it. And from that time on, they called them the left. And they have deluded your generations, younger generations, who've got to deal with it, that they weren't just the left, and it wasn't just some vague thing. It was a party, Communist Party, determined to destroy civilization as we know it throughout the Western world. It is a greater enemy to the Western world than the Muslims are today. It has to be fought internally. It is a civil war. We who understood European history are thankful for people who come from Central Europe who are among us, a great many of them, the Poles, the Hungarians, the Germans, who do understand, who are leading the battle against communism because they have experienced it and have to deal with us from British origins who have not the background, who have been victims of removing history from the school curriculums of school children. We must have that back.